Last episode, we talked about something really important. We talked about trust. We talked about why most event websites fail the trust test. But before someone ever reaches out to you, they're evaluating you. They're asking themselves, do I trust this brand? Do they feel credible? Do they feel premium? Have they done this at the level that I want? And when your website does its job, something powerful happens. Someone says, okay, I'm interested. Let me reach out. They go fill out your form. And that moment right there is where a lot of companies drop the ball. Because what happens next? They get a message that says,
thank you for reaching out. We'll be in touch within 1 to 3 business days.
In my opinion, that is one of the worst things you can do because people are hot when they reach out, completely hot. Their excitement level is like at the highest it could possibly be when they submit that form. They've been on your website. They've watched your videos. They've imagined their event with you at your venue, you producing their florals, you as a planner, you doing their photography, their videography, their entertainment, whatever it is. Their trust is high. Their excitement is high. And instead of meeting that moment with momentum, you slow everything down. So for us, the philosophy is simple. Give people what they want as quickly as possible. Within about 2 minutes of someone reaching out, they receive an automated email. But it's not just a confirmation email, it's an experience. That email gives them a deeper introduction to who we are and how we work. Inside that email, we share our pricing menu, not vague ranges, not we'll discuss pricing later, actual transparent pricing options. Sometimes it tweaks slightly depending on the event, but we want people to have clarity immediately. Transparency builds confidence. And that's not just us saying that to sound fancy. That's clients that have literally said, you guys have had the most simple, transparent experience out of everybody we've spoken to. So I'm not speaking in concepts here. I'm speaking based on positive feedback that has led to a momentum and growth in our company. And then when we give them more value, we send them our brand video. We send videos explaining our process. We send example videos from events, recaps, testimonials, travel information, travel fees, all pre-done, pre-productized, pre-calculated. There's roughly 8 to 10 categories of content that they can explore within minutes of reaching out to us. Why? Because the goal is to keep raising the trust meter. If someone comes in at 60% trust, the content's going to move them to 70, then to 80, then to 90 until they feel completely comfortable moving forward. Think about it. It's like walking into a great store. Someone greets you and says, welcome. Here's how everything works. Over here, we have this. Over here, we have that. We have these payment options available. If you wanted to get this color, you can. And if you need help, I'll be right over here, right? So you're not going in for the hard sell, but you're also saying explore and we're here if you need us. That's what the first email should feel like. It's helpful, it's clear, it's inviting. Now from there, we give people the ability to book a call anytime they're ready. Right inside the email signature, it says whenever you're ready, you could book a call below. Super simple. And about 25% of the people book immediately. Others take a day, 2 days, 3 days. Sometimes there's a little dialogue back and forth at first, and that's normal. We also use text message automation during normal business hours, and we regularly get compliments about how responsive and clear everything feels. People say things like,
wow, you guys are so thorough. Everything is so clear. You guys are so responsive.
And that is exactly the point. Simplicity sells. Now, here's another piece most companies miss. Not everybody's ready to talk immediately. Some people want to talk now. Others want to talk in a few days, maybe even a few weeks. So we have an email nurture sequence. Those emails continue educating them about our brand, our planning process, how things work, testimonials, case studies of work and collaborations we've done with our clients, common questions, confidence builders. Every email increases trust. And I could honestly do a whole episode on email nurture. I can get really, and we definitely will in the future. I'm going to get super nerdy on email nurture. I promise you, it's probably one of the biggest unlocks we've ever done as a brand. Anyway, back to the story. So here's the big idea. Every step should continue building belief. Now, once someone books a meeting, our focus shifts to preparation. How do we prepare them for the conversation? How do we make the call easier? How do we make the call more valuable? There's two things. First thing is we actually ask them to fill out a form, asking them to wave a magic wand. What is the vision of how we could support you, right? Any vendor in the events industry, what is the vision for what your florals would look like? What is the vision for catering, for having a planner? Like, what is important to you? What would make it a home run, right? So we have this actually 3-question form that maybe about half of our people fill out in advance. They're emotionally buying in and communicating to us what is important to them. And that allows us to frame parts of the call that is specific to what is important to them. So the form is a really great thing to get more buy-in from the client. And it gives a higher likelihood that they're actually going to become clients because we're building this closeness with being able to steer the conversation specific to them. Then there's also a video sales letter. It's very powerful. It's about 4, 5, 6 minutes in length. And that video walks them through all the questions we normally answer on calls. How the different group sizes work, how our talent structure works, how our planning process works, how music selection works, what working with our team actually looks like. Can you imagine a video that does all the heavy lifting that you may otherwise be talking about with clients over and over and over again? Plus you can add visuals. And this is not just for entertainment. Like anybody in the events industry, and really any service business for that matter, can build a video asset that pre-sells and explains so many things that would normally come up on a sales call. And whether you're an in-person or a virtual Zoom meeting, both apply. And so we put everything into the video and we ask them to watch it before the call. Now, when the meeting happens, they're already educated. They already understand the structure. They already trust the process. So the meeting isn't about convincing someone. It is about alignment. They may have a few questions. They may want to clarify a few things, but the energy is completely different. The conversation becomes about putting a face to the brand and confirming that everything feels right. What we've built over time is what I would call a confidence machine, a marketing machine, a conversion machine, where every step of the process builds trust so that by the time someone speaks with us, they already feel comfortable. They already feel informed. They already feel confident. And that changes everything because the best sales conversations don't feel like sales. They feel like clarity.